Here's a look at today's top 4 at 4. Fargo police are investigating what led to a stabbing in downtown Fargo early Sunday morning. Police say 2 men punched another man outside a bar on North Broadway. The victim later stabbed the 2 men in what police say was self-defense. Officers say everyone involved is okay and no one has been arrested yet. And officials say a lawsuit holding up construction of a Red River diversion project may settle out in court. Fargo Mayor Tim Mahoney says the Fargo-Moorhead Diversion Authority plans to meet with a group of upstream residents who are against the project. They claim the diversion will lead to more flooding on their land. Mahoney says the division board voted to offer a settlement. And today marks day 4 as Fargo police continue their search of 80-year-old Robert McKinnon. McKinnon walked away from a South Fargo memory care facility on Thursday evening and has not been seen since. Police say they cannot do a public citywide search since there's no information about where McKinnon is. If you see him, you're urged to call 911 immediately. And President Trump will be released from the hospital today. The president's doctors held a press conference outside of Walter Reed National Medical Center saying he's gotten better. He's going to head back to the White House in the next hour. We'll be bringing you coverage on our evening newscasts and on our website, valleynewslive.com. That's a quick look at today's top 4 at 4. Now let's check in with Nathan Hopper and a first look at our weather.
Thanks, Kelly. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday, everybody. A windy one to get the business week started. Look at these current winds out and about right now. Out of the northwest, around 25 to 30 miles per hour in the windiest locations there in North Dakota. Seeing those gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour for our friends in Jamestown. Nearly 32 miles per hour for those gusts in Grand Forks, and 33 miles per hour that gust in Devil's Lake. So again, a northwest wind. So that's a tough cross breeze there for our friends that are traveling on I-94, and that headwind there if you're traveling northbound into Grand Forks. But it's dry out there and we've got those windy conditions, so we do have that fire weather watch going from areas I-94 north in North Dakota. So this is conditions are prime for fires to spread quickly with those winds and those the dry humidity we have out there right now. Look at these temperatures, 56 right now in Baudette, 59 in Bemidji, but we are pleasant up and down the valley, low 70s at this hour. So a beautiful evening to step outdoors, of course, once those winds will subside, of course, in the next couple of hours. Skies are clearing as well, Callie. So of course, we'll get people set up for the rest of this business week with what we can expect, a bit of a cool down, but then a nice warm up in that forecast.
All right, thanks so much, Nathan. And police in Traill County are continuing their search for a Hillsborough woman. 39-year-old Lisa Erstad was last seen on a Ring doorbell leaving her home around 11:45 last Wednesday night. She was wearing a black jacket with the words Vulcan on the back. She had on blue jeans and was carrying a brown purse. Erstad was not seen getting into a vehicle, but anyone with information is asked to call the Traill County Sheriff's Department. And today is the first day both Fargo Public Middle and High School students are learning from home full-time, but new plans released by the district this afternoon shows more changes are coming. Valley News Team's Bailey Hurley is live in the studio now, and she joins us with what the school is going to look like later this month for Fargo Public students. Bailey?
Callie, it's elementary school students who are getting the green light first as the district's COVID-19 task force has moved elementary schools to level 4, which means in-person instruction starting October 26th, with Monday through Thursdays in the classroom, while Fridays are a distant learning day. And after these next 2 weeks of full-time online learning, middle and high school students will go back to hybrid learning on October 19th. However, the decision has many parents upset as they feel the change is worse than how the school year started. Before this week, secondary students were split into groups that took turns going to classes in person 3 days a week. For example, students in Group A would go to school for 3 days one week and 2 days the following week, while Group B would do the opposite. However, the district's new plan consists of 4 alternating days, with Fridays being distant learning, meaning only 2 days of in-person learning every single week. Now, Callie, I spoke with multiple parents this afternoon on how they feel about the change. You can hear what they have to say tonight on Valley News Live at 5 and 6.
All right, thanks so much, Bailey. And a police chase led to a massive drug bust in North Dakota, netting multiple pounds of meth and thousands in cash. The Beulah Police Department says they took 7 pounds of meth, 100 grams of heroin, drug paraphernalia, and $50,000 in cash. It happened on September 30th when the suspect didn't pull over for having a taillight out. Police say the individual was arrested and is facing several felony charges. And the Early Childhood and Community Ed Center in Detroit Lakes is shutting down today and tomorrow after someone tested positive for COVID-19. A Facebook post says they were notified that the person was at Lincoln Education Center on September 29th and 30th. That's last Monday and Tuesday. All programming at the facility is canceled today and tomorrow in order to clean, disinfect, and get more guidance from the state health department. Staff and families of children who were in close contact with both positive cases will be notified and required to stay home until October 13th. People who have symptoms of COVID should contact their healthcare provider. And a 61-year-old man is recovering after a single-car rollover in Norman County. The Minnesota State Patrol says the crash happened around 4:30 this morning near Highway 113 near Flam, Minnesota. The report says Paul Erickson of Hawley, Minnesota went off the road and rolled into a ditch. State troopers say alcohol was involved, but Erickson is going to be okay. No one else was in the vehicle or was involved in the crash. And police in Bemidji are searching for the people responsible for stealing an ATV from an outbuilding. Police say they took the theft report on September 29th. The ATV in question is a Yamaha Raptor. No other information about the theft is being released right now, but you're asked to contact the Bemidji police if you have any information. And 3 people are dead after fleeing from Minneapolis police. It happened just before 2 this morning. Officers spotted a car that had been stolen during an armed carjacking about 24 hours ago. When they approached, the driver took off with 2 others inside. After a short chase, the stolen car sped up behind but lost control. Police say it flipped and rolled, killing the 3 people inside. They haven't been identified, but the crash is still under investigation. And President Trump tweeted that he's leaving the hospital today. This comes as more and more of his associates test positive for COVID-19. We'll have the latest next on Valley News Live at 4.
And by 8 o'clock, I do expect those winds to be down around 10 miles per hour, but cooling into those low 50s in Fargo after the midnight hour. Then sunset 6:58 p.m. this evening in Grand Forks, cooling to around 50 by midnight time. We'll break down your full forecast next.